Hi everybody, I'm Jeff Sundin. I'm up here on Lake of the Woods right now, and one of the things that comes to mind as soon as you talk about Lake of the Woods is fishing stained water. And that's what we're going to do today, is just show you a couple of tricks and tips that'll help you deal with what happens when the water's a little darker than what you're used to, and it's really not hard at all. Stay tuned, Fish Ed is coming up. Look at it. Here he comes. There we go. I hope that's a good sign for a start of the day. First drop down. Got a bite already, just like that. I don't think this is going to be the biggest fish of the day, but no matter what, it's a start. I dropped that rattling flyer spoon down there. I don't bet I jigged it 3 or 4 times. And he already came looking at it. Like I said, not the biggest fish we're going to catch today, but it's for sure a start. Hopefully they're just going to keep on coming just like that. Yep. Yeah, that one feels better too. Uh-oh. He might be changing my mind for me. We'll find out. Get that out of there quick. Just in case, he's better than I thought. You know what? There's nothing wrong with that thing. That thing gobbled it down too. Boy, I'll tell you what. He's got that all the way down. Now that was a lot different fish that time. He came up off the bottom, looked at it for 5 seconds and said, yeah, okay, I'll eat that. Nothing wrong with that walleye right there. I'll tell you something. In this stained water, this rattling flyer spoon just does that all day long. Those fish, a lot of times when they're swimming around down there, walleyes obviously have got great eyesight, but in that stained water, even they got to get really close to something before they know whether it's the real deal or not. And that rattling flyer spoon has just got the perfect pitch rattle. You can call those fish in, and a lot of times that's all they're going by is a little bit of sound. They might be 5 or 6 feet away. They're close. They hear that sound. It's just enough to get them to come over, take a look, and once they zero in on it, wham, come up and grab it just like that one did. Got a little bit of lull in the action right now. It was hot and heavy there for a bit, and that fish, that school of fish must have moved on through. Now this is the time when you're fishing these flats like this and the fish disappear for a little while. Now I just jig like crazy. This is when I get really aggressive. There's more than one way to fish a spoon like the rattling flyer. You can use it, you can get really wild, sometimes I'll just chatter my rod tip like that. The more you keep that thing moving, the more it's going to rattle. And any fish that are off to the side a little bit, for a little further away, they're going to come in and take a look at it. Then when you finally get them, just see one coming up on the screen a little bit, you can slow down. You decide if you want to keep that thing rattling. You can just wiggle your rod tip and keep it moving a little bit, just give it a little softer. It's not really too much different than calling in ducks. You get ducks way off in the distance and you call and call and call and try to get their attention, but when they come in and start circling, you soften things up a little bit, try to be a little bit more subtle about it. You've got them coming, now you just have to convince them. So some combination, a little wiggle once in a while, sometimes even just let it sit still, almost like a dead stick. There, you just grab it. Okay, we got them. They're not shy. I'll tell you one thing, as soon as they know you're in the neighborhood, this feels like a really good fish here. Oh, he just came off the line. You can lose some every once in a while. I'm gonna go back down there and see if I can get him again. Gotta still be somewhere close by. I saw him swim back down. Okay, he's giving me everybody loves getting a second chance. I'll take it. That fish literally, I dropped my bait down and I could see the fish coming down with the bait. He went down below it a couple feet and then he popped back up, and it even kind of surprised me a little bit, but he did. He gave me a second chance. There, wait, you see, look at that. How's that for a nice walleye, huh? That's beautiful. It took 2 times to get him, but I finally got him. I'll tell you, when you keep catching them like that, it is just a riot. And it's a little bit intimidating sometimes when you're on a big lake like this, whether you're going to be able to find the right spot, get on them. But remember this, even though it's a big flat, even the biggest flats have still got some space. Look at that. That was a blast. Thank you, buddy. That was good. Okay. It looks like a big flat, but there's all sorts of little sloping points that come out into the deep water. There's little ripples and sand dunes down there. So even on a deep water flat like we're fishing today, you can still narrow your search down a little bit by getting into an area where the fish are going to follow a route. It doesn't have to be a hard spot. We're not fishing pinpoint spot on a spot places out here. What we're doing is just looking for subtle little runs, maybe the outer edge of a point as it starts to slope down into the deep water, or a little high spot, someplace where the sand comes up a little bit, and just a little something for them to follow along. And then the combination of being on a travel route combined with a bait that makes a little bit of noise so you can get their attention, you can pull those fish a little bit off of their plan, bring them right to you. And when they're going like this, I mean, I hardly even want to keep talking. I just want to get back down there while those fish are still down. So just remember, subtle little changes, that'll work just as good as trying to find a big steep point or a deep rock pile. Here he comes. Yep. That's got to be that same fish. This one's a little more nervous. He comes and looks at it. Oh, there you got it. Got him that time. That feels like another good one. Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what. I can't think of hardly any time that I've ever had more fun sitting on a lake in the middle of the day catching walleyes than this. These fish have just been unbelievably cooperative. I'll tell you what, look at that. Why would anybody want to sit at home when you could come out and catch fish like that one all the time? I'll tell you what, that looks like this looks like a great excuse to go back in right now, but I'll tell you what, get yourself some baits like the rattling flyer spoon, put off a little bit of noise, find yourself some subtle structure, and call in some fish just like that one. That's a great fish. I'm going to let that one go.